My wife sent me a message saying she was trapped in rush hour hell and would be home hours late. I wrote back, "No worries, just get home safe." Then I opened the car's tracking app and saw her vehicle had been sitting idle at her work husband's place for the past 20 minutes. The same moment, I forwarded that live location pin straight to his wife. So yeah, this is one of those tales that every time I recount it, somebody says, "Bro, this belongs on Reddit." Here we are. Buckle up, it's a wild ride. I'm 39, married to Kelly, 38, for 12 years. We've got a 10-year-old boy, a 7-year-old girl, a 30-year mortgage, and the full white picket fence package. I manage construction projects. She's in corporate marketing. 6 months ago, I would have sworn on my life that our marriage was rock solid. Not fairy tale perfect, but comfortable. We still finished each other's sentences and had running jokes about the neighbor's creepy lawn gnomes. Then a new name started popping up in conversation. Derek from the office. At first it was harmless. Derek cracked the funniest joke in stand-up today, or Derek's shortcut saved the whole campaign. Normal coworker chatter. Then the phrase, work husband, entered the chat. Derek's basically my work husband. He even knows I like 2 sugars and oat milk, and he always snags me the last chocolate frosted from the box. I've always despised that term. It feels like a trendy way to dress up behavior our parents would have called an emotional affair without blinking. Still, I let it slide. Trust matters, right? By month 3 of the Derek Show, the late nights at the office became routine. Marketing gets crazy, deadlines hit, I get it. The texts were always believable. Buried under this new account, might be 9 before I'm out, or teams pulling an all-nighter for the pitch, grab pizza for the kids. Then came the glow-up. Fresh haircut, new clothes filling the closet, heavier makeup, twice daily gym visits. Classic red flags, sure, but when you're living inside the movie, you convince yourself it's just self-care. Cut to last Wednesday. 5:32 p.m. Text from Kelly. Massive pile-up on the interstate. Everything's gridlocked. Don't wait dinner. I replied, "Drive safe, babe." Something gnawed at me. I checked the traffic apps. Nothing major reported. So for the first time ever, I fired up the GPS tracker we'd installed in her SUV 2 years earlier after a break-in. It's one of those anti-theft services with real-time location. When we signed up, we both agreed either of us could access it anytime for safety. We'd honestly forgotten it was even there. I logged in. The little blue dot wasn't on any highway. It was stationary on a quiet cul-de-sac 30 minutes away. Street View confirmed the address belonged to none other than Derek and his wife, Emily. I stared at that unmoving dot, timestamp showing she'd arrived 20 minutes before the traffic text. My pulse was hammering, but I didn't call or text. A buddy of mine had lost his mind in a similar situation last year and ended up with a restraining order for showing up raging at the guy's office. I decided to play it smart. One lie about location was already proof of something rotten. Then I remembered Derek was married too. Kelly had mentioned Emily in passing. Emily's so lucky Derek built her that gorgeous library wall. Or they're off to Cabo for their anniversary. Quick scroll through Facebook, found Emily's profile, stunning blonde, always beaming in couple photos, inspirational quotes everywhere. 3 mutual friends. Small world. I sent the DM before I could overthink it. "Hey Emily, you don't know me, but I'm Kelly's husband, Mark. I think we need to talk. My wife just told me she's stuck in traffic, but our car tracker shows her parked at your house for the last 20 minutes. Are you home?" Attached, screenshot with timestamp and address. 5 minutes of silence. Then the Emily is typing, bubble. Her reply made my jaw drop. "I'm actually at my mom's an hour away. She had surgery, and I'm helping out. Derek told me he's working late. Pulling up our Ring camera right now. Yep, that's definitely Kelly's white Highlander in my driveway. His BMW is in the garage. Give me 10 minutes. Longest 10 minutes of my life." I paced the kitchen, refreshing the tracker. That still hadn't budged. Next message from Emily. Just activated the front yard sprinklers remotely. Smart home perks. Check your app in about 60 seconds. I actually laughed out loud. This woman was a legend. Sure enough, the dot jolted into motion. 30 seconds later, text from Kelly. "OMG, traffic finally broke, but my stupid GPS rerouted me through some random suburb, and somebody's sprinklers absolutely hosed the car. I'm soaked head to toe, stopping at the gym to change into the spare clothes in my trunk. Home in an hour, love you." I didn't reply. Went straight back to Emily. Dots moving. Just got the sprinkler sob story. Thank you. What's your next step? Her answer. This is only the opening act. I've been suspicious for weeks, but needed bulletproof evidence. He showers when he gets home now. Says it's the office gym. Want to compare notes? We switched to phone calls and talked for nearly 2 hours. Timelines matched perfectly. At least 8 weeks, probably more. By the time Kelly walked in the door looking runway ready, zero evidence of a sprinkler apocalypse, Emily and I had a full strategy locked in. Kelly breezed in, pecked my cheek, launched into an Oscar-worthy performance about the nightmare commute and rogue irrigation system. I played along, asking all the right follow-ups. Which ramp was closed? I-95, she said, a highway that had 0 incidents all evening. Whose house had the demonic sprinklers? Just some random street. GPS gone wild. Every answer buried her deeper. Next morning I acted like it was any other Thursday. Coffee, kiss goodbye, have a great day. Then I took a personal day and met Emily at a diner halfway between us. In person she was even more impressive. Ice calm, razor sharp, eyes burning with justified rage. She slid across the booth a folder thick with printouts, recovered texts, credit card charges for hotels I'd never heard of, calendar invites for meetings that never existed. He uses the same password for everything and syncs his phone to the desktop, she shrugged. I've been sitting on this for weeks waiting for the perfect moment. Together we designed what we dubbed Operation Burn Notice. The linchpin? The big annual company gala that Friday night at a swanky hotel ballroom. Spouses invited. Both Derek and I were expected to attend with our wives. Game on. Thursday and Friday, I kept up the loving husband routine. Kelly was extra sweet, classic guilt affection. Friday, she spent 2 hours primping in a brand new dress I'd never seen. I told her she looked incredible and meant it. No reason to tip my hand. We arrived at the venue. The second we walked in, Kelly's eyes scanned the room like radar until they locked on Derek. Her whole posture changed. There they are, she chirped. Come meet Derek and Emily. We approached. Emily gave me the tiniest nod. Derek, tall, jacked, flashy watch, extended a hand. Great to finally meet you, man. Kelly's always talking about you and the kids. I smiled wide. Funny, she never stops talking about you either. His grin flickered. Emily looped her arm through his. Sweetie, go grab us drinks. Kelly, walk me to the ladies' room. As soon as the women were gone, I kept Derek chatting about work, weather, golf, whatever. I was counting minutes. Emily had asked for exactly 7. At minute 6, I steered him toward a quieter corner. So, Derek, how long have you been screwing my wife? Every ounce of color drained from his face. Whoa, man, I don't know what you. Save it. I've got GPS logs of her car at your house Wednesday night while she fed me the traffic excuse. Emily's got a whole novel of your text messages. Very creative writing, by the way. He recovered fast, glancing around. Look, it's not what you think. We're just what? Close colleagues who take their clothes off when your wife's at her mom's and my kids are waiting for dinner. Then I tilted my head toward the huge projector screen at the front of the ballroom. The one meant for the CEO's slideshow later. It had just flickered to life. First slide, elegant script, a very special presentation. Emily, standing casually by the AV booth, she was on the planning committee, full access, tapped her phone. Next slide, blown-up screenshots of their company messaging app, thread, names, profile pics, timestamps crystal clear. Explicit plans for Wednesday, complaining they almost got caught last time, laughing emojis about alibis. All sent on the corporate platform that literally has a banner saying, no expectation of privacy. All messages may be monitored. The room went dead silent, then erupted in whispers. Kelly, across the ballroom chatting with coworkers, hadn't noticed yet. Someone tapped her shoulder, pointed. She turned, saw her own words 20 feet tall, and her hand flew to her mouth. Slide after slide rolled, carefully chosen, nothing X-rated, but impossible to misinterpret. Final slide, simple white text on black. Questions? Ask Kelly, Derek, or their spouses who learned about this tonight. The HR director sprinted to kill the feed, but the damage was done. 50-plus executives and colleagues had seen everything. Derek whirled on Emily. Are you insane? She smiled like an angel. Not anymore. Your belongings will be in garbage bags on the lawn by sunrise. Kelly stumbled toward me, mascara already running. Mark, I can explain. No need, I said quietly. Your location history explained plenty. We left separately. Kelly blew up my phone 17 times. I checked into a hotel and went dark. The fallout was brutal but predictable. She showed up at her parents' where I'd taken the kids, sobbing, begging. Kids were confused and heartbroken. I kept my composure and shielded them as much as humanly possible. Within days, she moved to her sister's. I filed. Kids stayed with me. House is walking distance to their school. Derek was terminated the following Monday after a lightning-fast investigation. Turns out not only was he her direct supervisor, news to me, but he already had 2 prior HR complaints for inappropriate conduct. Done. Kelly received a final written warning, 30-day probation, and a lateral transfer/demotion. Company policy treats supervisors far harsher than subordinates in these cases. Emily and I stayed in close contact, basically divorce war buddies. She annihilated Derek in court with the terabyte of evidence she'd compiled. He didn't even fight the terms. For months post-E-Day, after a particularly rough co-parenting exchange, Emily texted, "Want to grab coffee?" Not as trauma buddies, like an actual date. I hesitated. Bonding over mutual betrayal felt like shaky ground. Plus, divorces weren't final yet. But coffee became dinner. Dinner became bringing the kids on hikes, and my children fell in love with her instantly. 6 months after everything exploded, both divorces finalized. We made it official. It's been weirdly healing. We call our exes the world's worst matchmakers. Kelly's in intensive therapy and, to her credit, has taken full ownership. Co-parenting is civil and child-focused. The kids are resilient and doing better than I feared. The GPS app is still on my phone, not because I distrust Emily, I don't, but because it reminds me that blind trust almost cost me everything. The company gala slideshow is apparently legendary now. New hires are warned. Whatever you do, don't pull a Derek and Kelly. And that, folks, is the story. Trust your gut, keep receipts, and never underestimate the power of a well-timed PowerPoint or lawn sprinklers. Update: answering the FAQs. Yes, 100% legal to access the tracker, joint car, joint account, explicit mutual consent when installed. Why the dramatic reveal instead of private confrontation? Because cheaters lie, deny, gaslight, and trickle truth until they're buried under undeniable evidence in front of witnesses. Kelly kept her job, barely, because Derek was the supervisor with prior strikes, different policy treatment. Emily and I did not know each other before that first DM. Zero overlap, zero affair on our side. The presentation was legal. Company messaging system, no privacy expectation. Emily had authorized AV access, cleared with her attorney first. Kids are in therapy. We're all prioritizing their healing. Emily's favorite detail to add: when Derek tried to appeal his firing claiming entrapment, Emily handed over proof he'd booked actual conference rooms for meetings that never happened. Man couldn't even cheat competently. Update 2, 6 months later. Divorce is long done. Custody stable, finances settled cleanly. Kelly has shown genuine growth, owns her actions, and is becoming a solid co-parent. Derek reportedly fled the state and took a demotion at a rival firm, spinning it as a career move. Emily and I bought a new house together 2 months ago. Fresh start, no ghosts. The kids are thriving and say the house feels peaceful now. We're in individual and couples therapy to make sure we never repeat old patterns. Total transparency is our love language after what we survived. I finally deleted the GPS app. That chapter's closed. Do I regret the public humiliation? Not for a second. It ripped the Band-Aid off in one clean tear and made rewriting history impossible. My daughter recently asked if Emily will ever be my wife. When I asked how she'd feel, she said, "I think it would be good, Daddy." You smile for real now. Life after betrayal is messy, but it can be beautiful again. Sometimes the universe uses the worst people to deliver the best gifts, wrapped in sprinklers and PowerPoint, apparently. For Emily's birthday, I got her a tiny desktop fountain that shoots water unpredictably. Inside joke: best money I ever spent.